Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here for Block Wednesday, and we are the second to the last block. There's only one more after this, and do you know the name of it? Well, of course you do, because you have the calendar. I put it on there. It is game night. So here's our game night block. It is a bow tie done with 4 bow ties. I just think bow tie blocks are so cute, and this is very forgiving. There's not a lot of fussy matching up of things. So today I want you to tell me about the games that you like to play. Are you a game family? Do you like to have a board game night? Do you have a night of the week that's just your family game night? I've heard a lot of people talk about that. It's not kind of something that we do, but I know that that it's done. Do you like to play cards? Do you like to play games that are sort of maybe more intense or interesting? Like not interesting, but take more thought. Are you sort of like a simple game person? Do you like to go out and play horseshoes, or just solitaire? If you just play games by yourself, play solitaire. But there's also a lot of computer games, and recently I've been looking at Animal Crossing. Who plays Animal Crossing? I don't play it yet, but I want to. It looks so cute, and I don't know why I haven't played it yet. What is with that? It's like, there's some other ones out there, online games that you can play with friends at their home. There's just all kinds of game night options. So this is the block, and I want to show you the thought process I had for picking out the colors. I can do game night in a lot of different ways, so I want to show you a few of those other options I looked at before I came up with the one that I did. So the one that I did was these medium blues, which are fabulous, and I loved pulling these shades in again. Now this one is a bit darker than the others, and so I had looked at putting this blue, and really the blues that I had, there wasn't another one. This was maybe a little bit lighter, but I finally decided, what the heck, I like the elephants, and so I'm just going to use those ones again. This particular print I hadn't used very much, and I wanted the background on this one to not be that background fabric like this, because it would have been touching the basket, and so I just wanted to have something different to have it stand out. This was used in I think like the 3rd block or so, when I had the doggy applique. It was used in one of the prints there, and it reads a really interesting texture. So that is how I came up with doing the block like this with those colors. But I could have gone with the dark fabrics using the background basic that I went with, and then here are some dark ones that are all pretty similar. This one has a little bit more light blue in it, and those would look, they would be a great option, but I didn't want to go that dark. And then another option I thought was, well, why don't I go dark background like this, and then take the light fabrics and make the bow tie part of it out of the light fabrics on the dark background. Then you could have also just done this with different prints. So taking them as maybe the background fabric like this, you could have had a light and a dark, and maybe a medium here. So you could have had 4 fabrics like that. It would have been, just as nice with a variety of them. This pattern also, the bonus, is kind of fun. It can be used as I did 24 by 48. It can be used as a table runner, but if you wanted to make this even longer, you could do it as a bed runner and put it on the end of your bed. You could do a couple more rows, maybe be a little bit wider, like another row up and top, and then a little bit longer for a bed runner. I think that would look super nice. So that is how I went through looking at the fabrics and deciding what would work for this quilt. Well, I could not help myself. I had to try it on the dark background, the white bow ties and the dark background. So I have this one and this one to audition in the quilt. Let's go see what they look like. I think you can see down here. So first let's put the light colored one. And this block actually goes That actually goes a little bit further down. I'm running out of design wall here. Okay, there we go. So there you can see, and if you're looking at your paperwork, it's going to have some other little spacers that go in here, which on your sheet that I gave you quite a while ago, which has all the sizes. So there's a spacer. Okay, let's see. The light one looks really good. It does exactly what I'd hoped for. Let's see what the dark one does. Alrighty, then we're gonna have to pick dark light, what are we gonna do? All right, the dark one is pretty cool. There is a little spacer that'll go here between these, so I could use a light fabric for that, which I probably will. I might use the background, that background print, or another light print for in there. So, oh, I don't know, dark light. Make your votes, make your votes. And while you're voting, let me tell you that I am steadily trying to get through these pieces, these crumbs that keep multiplying, and I had way too many blocks. These are in progress. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I can't have this many in progress. What I have to do, it means what happened is when it got too long of an edge, I just started a middle again. And so I have all these. And so now I have to switch gears, and I started working to get those built out. Because I have the strips, but I also were playing around. A lot of you sent really great pictures of your string quilts yesterday, and they are fantastic. And I got to thinking, okay, I need to find something for the string quilt. So take a look at what I did. Back again on the B side of the table, because I wanted to show you a bit about what I'm doing with the strips, all those extra strips that were accumulating in the rolling assistant here. I came up with a thought. Why don't I take the old school block from this month, May, Natalie's block, and use that for those strips? So here is one of them. Remember, it makes two at a time, so here's one of them. And I use light, like off-whites, creams, lights, very lights with a dark. So we started with the reds and added some peach in there, and then here is the other one. The interesting part, let's go down here on the table, because since these strips are not the same size, they're all different sizes because they're the scraps. You don't get this central pinwheel, because it is just like, here is the pinwheel. This peach, which is skinny, this one, this skinny red, and then that red. And they're not the same fabric, and the scale of them, you don't get that pop of a pinwheel in the middle. And then this is its alternate with the lights. And because one of the blocks was not long enough, I ended up on this one with a dark in the middle, which for the pinwheel wise, it should have had a light in the middle. But I am not worried about any of that. All of this is just, I just think it's super cool. Here's how, when they go side by side, to-do, ding. I think that's so fun. Now, I do have another one started. Mostly, this one I cut the wrong way. It wasn't cut the same way so it couldn't go with these. So I'll do 3 more and cut them with that direction. And what I went through is found enough of my lights, and teals now. So I have these teals and some pinks here, teals and pinks. And these I will do a bunch. And if they're real skinny like this, I'm going to need more of them to go across rather than what her pattern does. I am just making the block like, I'm making it 10-inch at the moment and then cutting it to make the pattern. Plus, I have these strips, which are not long enough. So I'm just going to start sewing those into length and then subcut them back down into 10-inch units. And that will give me more of these lights, because what's happened now is that in the cart here, I don't know if I can get the cart over here. In the cart, if you can see, I have mostly darks now. I'm out of lights, which means that I would either have to cut lights or wait until I get more lights so that I can start to have enough of these blocks to do something with. This block is what is it? The pattern was 12. This one is a little bit bigger. It's like 13 because I made mine just slightly bigger. But I need a bunch of these. But I'm thinking this is a wonderful, these will be wonderful. But I kind of like it with the white, you know, and then the color, the other color. So I have to plan. That means it'll be a little bit longer till I get some of those done, because I just don't have enough lights right now. I might make one. I will make one with two, like maybe green and black. I have one block like that. And maybe they'll just all go in the same quilt because, you know, whatever. We'll see. I don't know. I can't decide. So I am totally loving these. This whole concept, this is where I'm going with the strings for a while. I'll just see how many of these blocks I can do and what they look like together. So it feels good to have a plan. So I'll have the crumb blocks and I'll have these blocks. Yes, 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 I love a plan. Okay, I have a little mail call. This is so nice. This is from Beth. So Beth sent me this really pretty card with a poem on the back about hummingbirds, which that was my mother-in-law's favorite thing, was the hummingbirds. See the hummingbirds on there? It's such a sweet card. And inside she sent me all of these cool edges. Look, tons and tons of them. And this one has a little train stuff on it. So darling. She lives near, what is it called? Tehachapi, California. There's a train loop there, a historical train loop. And then I was telling Greg, you know, reading the note, Greg and I are reading it. He's like, I know about that because Greg is a train guy. So he thought like, that was cool. So I'm going to definitely have to get these into something. Now, I'm not sure where I'm going to go with all those string blocks. I have an idea. I mean, not the strings, the edges. So I have an idea of what pattern I want to use, but I haven't. That's for a little bit further down the year because I'm doing this crumb stuff and this string stuff. That is taking up enough time. So maybe it'll be next year that I'll be working on these. That might be the goal. It's good to have a goal. Like I said, it's good to have a goal. And the last thing is I wanted to show you right now for this month, there is a textured fabric that's on sale at the Fat Quarter Shop, and this is what it looks like. I ordered a piece of it. This is kind of a navy, it's like a gray navy, and I love this texture on it. So if you were wondering what that looked like in real life, here it is for you to see. Okay, game night. Do I go with door number 1 of the light background, or door number 2, the dark background? Let me know, my friend. Let me know. I love you. Mwah. See you online.